Hello, bear with me. I was going to do this on YouTube, but they said my channel, they apparently changed the requirements for live stream on YouTube, and my channel doesn't no longer meets the requirements. So basically I'm not cool enough to do mobile live stream. I have to use a webcam, and my webcam died. So yeah, bear with me because now I have to reconfigure my little tripod here. But anyway, while I futz with this, I can at least tell you what we're going to be doing. This is a how to draw Celtic knotwork, and maybe the weight will be enough. How to draw Celtic knotwork, and you really don't need much. You need pencil, any type, an eraser, either on your pencil or on one of these or any other. Let me snag a different one. Any eraser, and you need graph paper. Now this I printed out, and I had a link up in my profile earlier. It was, if you Google free graph paper, my favorite website is Incompetech, kind of like incompetent, but Incompetech. They have wonderful graph paper on their website, and not just, if you Google free graph paper or free printable graph paper, you should find Incompetech in there. And just go there. I decided to print out, I have graph paper, I decided to print it out instead. Their plain grid, just their default, be just fine. So, if you need to get graph paper, like, oh no, just take a minute, get some graph paper. I am going to make sure my camera can, my little tripod here, which would have worked fine for YouTube, because YouTube, you can do horizontal, this you have to do vertical. See if I can, it'll give me time to, while you get graph paper, it will give me time to adjust this. So if you do not mind, I'll turn it around the other way. See my desk? There we go. Why is it all wavy? That's weird. Oh wait, I think I think I can do this. Cool. Cool, and I can see my screen. I think I can see any comment. I think I can see your comments. So cool. So I've got my tripod set up. Finally, it's a little awkward. Stupid YouTube making me. They must have like just changed that because I was playing with the live streaming earlier. Anyway, there we go. This is weird. Like my arms are like like I'm giving my my tripod and my phone a hug. It says Celtic knotwork. Real quick, what is it? This is one of the best books on Celtic knotwork ever. That's one of the best ones ever. But when we say Celtic knotwork, I mean this stuff. These. That's what I mean. So, put that book away safely. So, lots of knots. I have self-published a coloring book. Celtic knots, Celtic spirals, with what I learned from those books. But it's really very easy to draw, especially if you have graph paper. Like, there's something called the dot method. For some reason, I cannot wrap my brain around it. So this is with graph paper. And let me just snag any pencil. Yeah, I'll just do this one. This is an HB, otherwise known as a number 2. So your classic number 2 pencil. If you see a fancy drawing pencil, like, oh, it's an HB. That's that's a number 2 pencil. So it doesn't need special. But yeah, it's not hard to draw. And we're going to do, I might have to make a video and upload it to YouTube if I can't save this video here. So we're going to do a very simple knot to start. So just so we know what we're doing. Maybe we can block off a little section of grid here. Yeah, you know what? Here. Because it can get awkward sometimes. Here's what I like to do. Like I've got my graph paper. I like to, let's just make a little square. What I like to do is sort of outline what I'm doing. My space. Like if I was going to fill the page, I would be doing this all along the edges. So we're just going to do a little. We'll do a little one. So I put boom, boom. We'll just draw some diagonal lines. Let's just connect the corners here. Wow, it's really hard to draw around my phone. Anyway, so yeah, we've got this. Now, you can use a ruler. This is simple how-to, so it's going to be messy, and that's okay. You can draw these lightly. Yeah, I'm trying to be... I'm drawing a little bit heavy. You know what? I'm going to switch to a pencil that just has a darker lead. Yeah, I'll use a 2B. This is a dark... Oh, wow, that needs sharpened. Yeah. You need sharpened. There you go. Get this in my lead pointer here. Whoa, that's little. To replace that lead soon. So yeah, I'll just use a darker pencil. That way I know it won't, because it looks, I realized it looks a lot lighter on my screen than it does on the paper. So I'm going to use a darker pencil. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. There. This is called a lead pointer, by the way. And that's how you sharpen these long leads. These long thick leads you put in mechanical pencils. So, yeah. Whoop! You get very fine points. They break very easy. Oh, that's much darker. That's much easier to see. Yeah, I'm going to use the 2B. Yes, if it is a B, it is a softer lead, which means you get a darker line. So mini art lesson. There's two different types of leads. You've got H and B, or otherwise known as hard and boft. And the higher the number, the more hard, which means the lighter the line. This is a 6. Yeah, it's practically invisible. This is a 2B, and you got, yeah, it's good old HB. There we go. So yeah, hard and boft. The higher the number, the more hard or boft, soft it is. So high number with an H is hard, means very light line. High number with, this is a rather low one, there are 6 B's. High number with a B means you get a nice dark line. You don't have to like, to get it. You don't have to press like down real hard. It just is that color, which is great. So anyway, we've got our little diamond grid here, ready to go. So now we've drawn some straight lines. Now we're gonna draw some little humps. Doop. Little swoopies. We'll draw some little humps. And we're gonna draw a little point on the corners. If you want, you can kind of use like the middle of these guys, like just off center is where you want to connect the lines. So swoop, swoop, swoopies. Hello, Meryl. I am drawing the little swoopies. So we are going to do the outside and do our base for our little Celtic knot. It's like a little mat. You could put this design on a coaster. You can easily put this on a coaster, or maybe even on like a little trivet. If you do other art, if you embroider, you can totally make embroidery patterns out of this. So here we go. So now you've got your base. And the big thing Celtic art is the interlacing, the over and the under, the weaving. So now because so it's easy for you to see, and I don't really want to erase these nice guidelines I've drawn. I'm going to switch to a different color pencil. You can use your regular pencil. I'm going to grab, you know, it is St. Patty's Day. I'm going to use green. No, I'm going to use a marker. I'm just going to use a marker. It'll be easy for you guys to see a marker. So you've got your lines. You've got your lines. I'm just using a marker so you guys can see. And what we're going to do, well, there's two ways you can do this. With practice, I'm going to do some of these the easier way. Now you see you've got your guidelines. What you can do, decide how wide you want your bands to be. Think of these like as ribbons or something. How thick do you want your ribbons? So I'm going to say, because this will be the middle of your line. This will be the middle. So I'm just going to take, see, this is a square. We're ignoring the paper now. And you draw a little box. Try and keep it equidistant from your center line. This is the middle of your ribbon. These are the outside. So if you are starting out, this is how I learned, how I started out when I was like, oh God, I was like 16 or something. I feel old. So we're going to do some boxes. And we're not going to do any knot. This is just simple, just weave. This is just a simple weave here. I'm going to do this again and we're going to do an actual knot. But to practice, we're just going to make our simple little basket weave here. First, simple woven mat. Once you can do that, you're good. So now, pretend I've like filled this thing with boxes. I think you can kind of see where I'm going with this. Oh yeah, and I'll have to come around the outside too. Yeah, this is kind of fast and dirty. It's not going to be perfect. Of course, it's not going to be perfect on your end either, and don't worry about it because you're learning. You are learning, and you're going to have to get all the crap drawings out of your system first anyway. So there we go. We've got our little, pretend you did that whole thing. And you just pick one. And you're going over. Now you're going under this one. Over that one. Under this one. And again, it's okay if they're not perfect, like this got a little fat here. That's okay, because you shouldn't be doing this. You know, if you want to make something nice and like final, you wouldn't be doing this step in marker. You would be doing this step in pencil. But this is just so you guys can see. Yeah, of course, I'm practiced at this, so I'm just gonna, what I typically like to do, so I'll just go, because I know using kind of like roughly the middle wherever these guys as a guide, I kind of know where I'm gonna be already, and it's okay. So yeah, you can do this. Make your little boxes. You know, I'm going to keep up with the boxes though, because everyone is still learning. So make your little boxes. And again, do it in pencil, not marker like me. I forgot how long this can take, so I made my mat a little big here in the beginning. But I think you guys get the point. You're going to end up with a wonderful little solid mat made of this. I don't want this video to take forever. But, you know, if you are following along, I might as well do it. in the spirit of Bob Ross. Who is seriously like the best. He's awesome. Not the best painter in the history of paintings, but my goodness, he's the best art teacher. I would say my high school art teacher, Mrs. Lau, is a wonderful close second, because she had the same wonderful vibe. Yeah, there's our mat. Yay, I'm glad. I am glad, Jet. I'm glad you want to do some more knot work. Yeah, this is a very simple mat. Just nothing fancy, mat. Just no real, like, knots. This is more like just a weave. Very simple interlacing. We'll get on to the actual knots next. Would anyone mind if I just skipped ahead to the actual knots? Because I actually made this a little bit bigger than I thought. And it is taking longer than I expected. Now, while, yes, I am patient, I don't want to make this video be 5 hours long. But there it is, a simple knot. Oh, what the hey, I'm already halfway done. Might as well finish it. It won't be perfect, but that's okay. Because it's not like I'm gonna publish this or put this on a t-shirt like I do with my others. So this is just gonna go here. Oh yeah, turn your work, people. Turn your work. No need to contort yourself around your piece to make it go unless, you know, it's a gigantic sign or something. Turn your work. So simple mat, lots of little squares. As you see, with the exception of the outside, this is just straight lines. Hey, hello Sam. We're doing the simple mat. And again, this is just straight lines. So, I mean, if you're like, can't do a straight line with a ruler, sorry, can't help you. There'll be more curves in the second, slightly more advanced one we'll be doing, which is just going to be based on this one. Like, literally, I'll draw the exact same base. I hope Facebook, I'm pretty sure Facebook lets me save these lives, so anyone who misses it can watch it. I was hoping for YouTube, but again, my YouTube channel's not cool enough to do mobile live streams. And there's no way I could do this next to my computer, because my computer is a desktop. And my webcam died, so, I mean, there's that. I do not have a laptop with which I can easily stream anyway. That'd be awkward. I mean, it's a little awkward now because I'm like hugging my phone. But I can imagine like doing this around a laptop. Because I wouldn't be able to, like, I like this because I can see your comments and stuff. So yeah, Celtic knotwork can take a while to draw. Yeah, see, this is totally, what? There's a stupid one. No. Someone's trying to call me. No, go away. Stupid spam. There we go. Okay. So this is done. A very simple knot, because it's just, you know, over, under. But here's the thing. This is a nice little interlace mat. But if we follow this, this is a giant loop. Like if you were to color this in, this would be one, this could be one color, and then this is another color, and then this is a different color, which if that's the thing you want, that's cool. But traditionally Celtic knots are all one line. It's like one giant line, or maybe it's like two. It's not like this. Oh, this is one big thing. That's one big loop. It's kind of like those. Kind of reminds you of those, the placemats sort of they used to do, the loop-de-looms. Anyway, we are going to turn this into more of a actual knot right here. Okay, so I'm going to draw the exact same base with my pencil. I'm going to use the hard pencil so you guys can see it. Like I said, I'm only using this special hard art pencil because otherwise it's a little faint. You guys can use a regular old pencil, or if you have art pencils, use one of your like maybe a 4H or something, or a 6, because 6s vanish. So we're gonna draw our little, think of it like a fence. We're kind of gonna make our little fence here, just like we did with this little mat that we made. So we've got our outside, or our base, kind of. Now we're going to draw the loop-dees. We're going to just kind of connect them, swoopity swoop, and draw little points. 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 Swoopies. Now it helps if you try and think of these as like they're coming up and they're going. It helps if you think of it like that. So we're doing our outsides. This is how I drew all of my books, all of the coloring books I've made. Now we just keep connecting. We draw grid. For some reason, like I've tried to do this on like graph paper that was just dots. All of these in these corners, and it's just, I don't know, my brain was like, nope, can't do it. It just refused. I'm like, okay, regular old graph paper it is. So here we go. There's your base. Now that's the exact same base, and now you can tell now looking at this, if we were to turn this into a knot, it would look identical to this. Now we're going to turn this into a knot, and for that we're going to use our eraser. And we're just making some decisions here. When you do knot work, let me show you an example from the book cover real quick again. You see stuff like that. If you look, you can kind of see the grid, can't you? Now see, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. But this is much different than that. See, you can tell it's different things. Something like this, you can kind of see. But lots of knot work, especially big panels, are one continuous line, or maybe two. It's not made of lots of small components like this one, typically. You've got knots in there. So we're going to knot this. We're going to make some decisions. I'm going to use this because it's pointy. Come on. There we go. So we are going to decide, let's take an outside piece here. Let's just erase that crossing point. So find somewhere where they cross and just get rid of it. So we're going to erase that crossing point, and for the sake of symmetry, I'm going to go down here and erase that crossing point. We can redraw them. Little points, kind of like what we've got on the corners. So we're going to erase these. It's hard for me because I'm using that really dark soft lead, but hey, at least you guys can see. So that, and I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take out I'm gonna take out this one going this way. Yeah, that might look cool, because then I'll have like some of those kind of pretzely right there. And I'm gonna do that. There. We've done this. Now you don't have to break any of the interlacing on the outside to make a knot. If you want, you can just do it all in the center, so your outside can be perfectly even, and you have all your knotting happening in here. So there we go. We are seeing a bit of a knot here. We've erased that. We've erased that. We've erased that. Now, if I take a marker. Let's see. I use different color. I use red. Take a red marker. We'll do the same little squares. And even though I've been doing this long enough, I can totally just like go through. I actually really enjoy doing the squares because it is kind of zen and meditative. It just is for me. Drawing all these little squares. They're like little windows. It is kind of relaxing. And I was saying before, with these designs you make, you can turn them into cross-stitch or embroidery patterns. Or make a greeting card. Make little tiny knots and put them on magnets. You can do whatever with these patterns. So we're going to do, oh goodness, 2 seconds. My tea has been sitting here. Oh no, let me take the tea bag out. There we go. All right. Okay, took the tea bag out. So, gonna do our little boxes. And again, using a marker so everyone can see what I'm doing. You would do this in pencil, because yeah, these are all wonky and weird, but whatever. Whatever. Doing it like this. This is surprisingly awkward. Wow. Hugging my phone and the tripod. Okay, so I've got all my... Oh wait, this is one normal window. One square window. There. Oh wait, no. Last little window. Now we have these wonderful swoopy windows. Yeah, this is all sorts of janky, but again, this is a demo. And you can get a fairly decent knot. Even if it does look kind of cockeyed there. Little wobbly, and that's cool. Gonna go around the outside edge here. Going around the outside edge here. Oh, and by the way, if you live in Bellevue, or you're in Pittsburgh, and you want some free sci-fi or fantasy books, we have a huge amount. We still have a bunch of boxes of them, and we just have them sitting outside in our driveway. You can come up and get them. Take as many as you like. Take a box. We received them from a gentleman whose bookstore went out of business a little while ago, and he said he didn't want to pay another month's rent on a storage unit, which I totally understand. So he very kindly invited people to come and take whatever they wanted. But rather than spend hours plowing through all these boxes, as we were the only ones there, we asked if we could just take boxes that looked cool. And he was like, sure, because that's one less box, heavy box, literally piled almost full to bursting of books that he did not have to carry to his car and probably have to make multiple trips of. So yes, we have lots of sci-fi fantasy. So there we go. We have now traced our skeleton. And it looks like we still have one. See what I mean? Like this would be one thing like this. Almost like this is one loop. We still have one loop, but if I really want this to be all a single thing, what I could do is, now this is where if I really wanted to, I would have looked at this with my before I added my marker and just said, oh, I don't want this to be like that. You can just break it anywhere. You could just break it here. And that way it would have a little like pretzel thing looking this way. You can break any of these loops. These big loops from a basic mat. You can break them wherever you want to make, and if you break them enough, you'll have a single line. So I think it's just two right now. So let me just follow this guy. Following the line, and we're going, and we're going. Yeah, I think that's it. Well, here, there's an easy way to test C line. We can do our interlacing now. So I'm going to take this guy and go over, under, over this guy, under this, over this, under this. Here we go. So yeah, over, under, over, under, over. Oh no, I made a mistake. Oh well, that happens. This is why you normally do this step first in pencil and not in marker. Yeah, we'll just do that. That's what whiteout is for. I'll just go the other way then. Yeah, mistakes happen. I mean, you saw me make a mistake. I've literally been, my very first art sale in my whole life, I was 16, and I sold, this was like, Riverdance was like new, and it was like the thing. People were like, holy crap. And I was like 16, and I made a flash sheet of Celtic knots and like some bands for the local tattoo shop, and I sold it for $50, and that was the first time I ever made money as an artist, was Celtic knot work for the local tattoo place. And occasionally I will see people on social media saying, I just got this new tattoo. And I'll be like, holy crap. That's my page. Even today. I mean, yeah, you paid for it, might as well keep it. I'll see it. And that feels really good to know that people are still enjoying it all these years later. So... Oh wait, there's 3 of them. Okay. So yeah, over, under, over, under, over, under, there. Wait, I got confused somewhere. Yeah, there's 3 of them. Yeah, see, even a little one like this can be puzzling. And you see I made my little stake, but that's fixable. There's my knot. And I'm going to erase all of these. Might take a minute because it is a 2B pencil, so it's a little hard, dark, but at least you can see it. Yeah, I made a mistake. That's fine. Sadly, you can't really play that off as a happy accident, or like, turn it into a tree or something. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that did not erase as well as I'd hoped, but it erased well enough. 2B pencils are hard to erase. There. There. So we got that. Yep, there's a goof, but that's fine. And if you wanted to color that, you would see... If you're going to color that, you would have, ignoring the goof, you would have this is one section, and this is one section, and then you have all this little loopy, like it's like a pretzel, and then a loop, pretzel, then a loop. So that's 3, whereas this was just the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. And as hello Val, as it is. Oh, it's been a little while, but you know what? I'm going to do a quick band. And bands are great because you can like flip them and repeat them. So we're going to draw our little fence down here for a simple band that is not too wide. And we're just going to make, I don't know, I'm just going to go all the way out to the edge here of the page with my fence. I'm not going to draw the whole knot because that'll take a while. But if you want to do a border, you go make your little fence. And I like to make sure that they sort of match, And it's just going to be a little fence. Let's be a little one. So, yeah, we're going to skip 3 blocks and make our little fence. Oh, this is awkward around my phone. So there we go. We've got making this little band. And I'm just going to do this for a tiny section because there we go, just for the middle here. Oh, did I forget? I forgot a thing. I forgot. I do complicated bands. Scratch this. This is a whoops on my part. Oh, I probably should have gone up one. But you know what? We don't even have to follow the lines of the page now. We can just do that. Close enough. Now we can just ignore the graph paper, because who cares? We've got our grid. It's wonky, because I screwed up. But oh well. This is what I get for like, yeah, I'm going to do a Celtic and everything. I'm going to sit down and draw. I'm like, oh, that's right. I do planning if I want a very specific result. There we go. We're just going to connect our lines here. Ignore the fact that it doesn't match up with this, because this has served its purpose by giving us our little fence grid. We're going to make some lumps. So, pretend this goes all this way. We've got this. How to make a nice knotwork band. We see on the cover of this book. Oh, this book, by the way, is Celtic Art Methods of Construction by George Bain. That is the book on making knots. There is a spider over here. Shoo! Little guy, that is not safe. Dude, shoo, go. Yes, there we go. Okay, you go over there. Thank you. Ugh. Beans. There we go. Okay. Little spider. Ugh. There's a little spider on my calligraphy book over here. Goodness. Well, he's exploring the inside of the trash can right now. Okay. Little thing. So, just like before, we made our little fence. We made our loopties. And let's make a decision. But again, if we just drew our little windows, and just did the over-under, we just end up with like a braid. Like, this is how you can draw a really complicated braid. So let's make some decisions on where to... Well, let's go with classic, because they seem to like those pretzel looking knots. We see those a lot in Celtic art. So let's make something that looks kind of pretzel-y. So we're going to erase what would be an interlace. We're going to bring this up. Pretend it's a pretzel. Make our little pretzels. They always look like pretzels. Sorry if I'm making you hungry. I also have no pretzels. So, there. So we're going to make some little pretzels. And we're going to make more pretzels. And this is how you turn a simple mat or a simple braid, a simple plate into a knot, an actual knot. You do that, and I'm gonna do that. So we see we're getting little pretzels. Got our little pretzelies going, and I'm going to. Do I want to turn this to break that? Because that would turn that into that. Make that different. Do I want to break that? Because then I'd have to do that if I erase that. Or maybe... No, that would look weird. I think it would look weird if I broke it here. And then I put the loops here instead of going this way. You can make them go that way too. That's fine, just like we did up here. Because yeah, wherever you break this line that would have been, an over or an under, this would have been an interlace, becomes a ribbon that joins in to its friend there. Like this, it would have gone this way, but now it has to go up here. Or it can go down here. So you have to think it can go here or it can go there. And I think that would look weird. Or, you know what? No, let's just do that. So we'll have a top row that looks like pretzels. We'll have a bottom row that does not. There. So now we just erase that. You would erase that. There we go. Yeah, these have like, kind of look like little birds. Look like they got little beaks. You could probably totally turn this into a bird if it's Celtic. You know what, you could. I'm going to turn this one into a little bird. It's a little bird interlace, because what you would do is when you draw your window, instead of drawing your regular window, like you would here by following your lines, you could go here and you can add an eyeball. You can make that a little bird. And instead of drawing a regular window down here, you could take your little window, give it feathers. Now this is becoming a bird. And this one you can give little claws to. There's all sorts of fun treatments you can do with Celtic art. It's very interesting. Yeah, you can add more detail. Make it look like claws. There. I added a bird. There we go. I made a little birdish thing. Sure. That doesn't quite look like a bird, but you know. They would do that in Celtic art. They were like, you know what, we're just gonna add an eye here. Yep. It's burb. You need burbs. So I'm gonna draw my windows here. I'm gonna use blue this time. I already have those in pencil, so now we're gonna draw our windows again. I will leave my special burb windows in pencil. This is going to be that cool, I don't know why I think of knives, like those throwing knives. When I draw this shape, it looks like throwing knives. These look like pretty windows, but this looks like a throwing knife. But I collect them, so, you know. When all you have is a nail. Yeah, every tool is a hammer. So we've got this. And what you would do is you would just keep repeating this all down the band. And end up, I'll at least draw a little section of it. Yeah, this is not even at all, but that's okay. It is okay to make, as much as Neil Gaiman says make good art, it's okay to make bad art too. It's okay just to make art for art's sake. Like I said, I like drawing these little windows because it's very relaxing. The over-under is relaxing. I find it relaxing. A lot of people think it's really tedious, but I find it very relaxing. There's something very zen-like about just filling in these little boxes. Oh, well, and typically birds would have some weird little, like, top knot feathers. I'm going to do that to them. There we go. We'll pretend that went that way. That's just going to go off into nowhere. And I know that would be a box. That's just going to go off into nowhere. And there we go. Let's see what this looks like. Let me use the bird as a guide. His top beak is going to go. And one thing I have to do for when I'm interlacing these, especially, is I know it's going to copy. So if I go over on little bird beak, I know I'm going to go over for these. And this one's going to go under. So this one's going to go under. This one's going to go under. There. And they're going to do that. Slightly confusing with the birds. I'm going to use the regular knot as my guide here real quick. There we go. I'm going to do that. And it looks like the bottom knots are done. So we are going to go, since this goes over, just like that. And we're going to do that again. And we're just going to pretend that this kind of goes off into nowhere. Yeah, I'll have to lay this down, so it's just easier. Like we all know, this is not a step you would normally do with ink, but at least you can see what I'm doing in the light. There. So now we have made an interlacing knot. Comes down. Let's watch. Let's go see where it goes. We'll start here. It goes and up and around and up and there. Two. Around and up there, and then up, two. Wait, yeah, let's do. Oh, look at this. Do you believe we have a knot? This might be a single line knot. Sweet. This might all be a single continuous line. Try that again. So I know if I reconnect up at the top of its friend here, then it's probably a single continuous knot. So far, yeah, I think this is a single line. Nice, single line continuous knot. I like those. That's like a little victory dance sort of thing, like do 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 do. But there this is, and this could be a border on a card or, excuse me, stupid allergies. It is not a dry cough. Well, it's not even allergies. It's kind of lame because it's the weather. The temperature goes from like 50s to like 30. And my body's like, what's going on? There must be an irritant. Like, no, it's just the temperature making... Oh, never mind. Literal allergic to weather. How stupid is that? That's so dumb. Seriously. Bodies, man. I would like to lodge a complaint. Yep, that's one thing. So there we go. So we've gone over and under and over and under. Made a little bird. Yeah, I'm going to color the bird because the bird is fun. I like the bird. Make my little bird. You know, in honor of my favorite artist for teaching, I'm going to name him Bob. Look at you, little Bob. It's not a very Irish name, but that's okay. He's going to have his little claws. Little claws. Yeah, Bob. Bob has cute little claws. So there you go. Graph paper is your friend. that is how you can draw lots of cool Celtic knots. And if you draw this and you're like, well, that doesn't look very complicated. Here, I'll go freehand it. Oh no. So that's what we're going to do a really simple. We've all seen this knot. This is a knot I can draw from memory because I've drawn it 5 million times, and it's just made of little triangles with swoopy sides. We've all seen this one, right? Triangle with swoopy sides. Follow the swoop. Swoopy swoops. Yeah, you guys know what I'm drawing. We all know this one. We have all seen this one. It's probably on, like, there's probably ads on social media for St. Patty's Day celebrations that they forgot to take down before everything got canceled. Yeah, so we've all seen that one. Your classic triquetra, triple, trinity knot, whatever. We've all seen that. So we're like, well, that's cool. You can actually make that look really cool. Any of your knots? I'm just going to draw a simple pretzel down here by changing how you treat your lines. So you're like, well, this looks pretty normal. What are you going to do with your little pretzel to make it look cool? I might have accidentally drawn this a little too small. But the thing I can do, anyone can do, is draw more windows. We draw little windows inside when we're going to do interlacing. Yes, we are. I'm turning one band into two. I can draw that a little skinny. Yeah, see, it was very simple, and we could have just over, under. We could have just done that with these guys, and it would have looked fine. But if we want to fancy it up, we can, if we draw this, if we make like kind of a fat ribbon, we can turn it into two skinny ribbons fairly easily. And draw a little square between. And just instantly make it way more complex and cool looking. And you can also add patterns to these too. So look at that. Oh, look, we got windows. I mean, granted, this is like way offset and weird, but, you know, it's a quick sketch. So you're like, now what do I do? Well, just like you did before. You pick, just like you did before, if you want to make this really complicated, is you pick this and you go over that one, go under that one, you follow it, you go over that one. Yeah, again, this is something you would do with a pencil sketch and be a bit more careful. Unlike me, who just decided randomly I'm going to show you how to do this. How you can make your knots extra fancy. But as you're noticing, if it goes under here, it goes over, yeah, it'll kind of keep doing that. It's a beautiful under and over, and we're done with that. And now you go. And if you're paying attention, you see these are on these little squares to make it a bit easier. If this one goes over this one's going to go over its neighbor. And you can actually just treat each join individually if you don't want to follow the ribbons. Just make a decision, really. And like decide, like this one's going to go over and this one's going to go under. Yeah. That's a treatment that instantly makes a very simple knot into something that looks way more complicated. Very simple to very complicated. Or you can decorate them. Decorating is good. One you see, and I've seen in Book of Kells, is especially if they have wider knots, is they'll just decorate it by taking bands. They'll put bands there. They'll like draw dots, or they'll just do dots. Or you can take your ends. Like they'll do this one thing they do on points in the Book of Kells sometimes, instead of, you know, having it pointed, they'll take the end and they'll like pointy it. And they'll do it like this. So it looks like that. Again, this is why, pencil sketch. They'll do that, so they have this like sort of very, I don't know, it looks very gothic artworky almost. And then you can do stuff in here too. You can do stuff in this bit. You can just, make a window in here. It's just a window. It's just a window that looks cool if you want. And they would do this. They would just put like that. They make a little window and just put a little circle in the middle of it. You see that in the Book of Kells and Lindisfarne. Or they would just color it. And that looks cool on its own. Or those put a dot, just a circle on the end. I'll just draw a separate one here. Well, they would do their pointy treatments. They would just put a circle there. If you want to be extra fancy, maybe you're going to draw a vine. You can always just do that. Oh, look at that. Admittedly, I never saw this in Book of Kells. This is me being silly, but yes. Oh, look. Look what you can do. You can do a lot. But it's simple. Over, under, like you're weaving. Like you were making those mats when you were a kid with the loopties. Though this isn't exactly it because it's kind of big. Anyway, there it is. How to draw Celtic knotwork. I'm going to turn this the other way and hopefully you won't see up my nose. There we go. That was longer than I thought, but I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you have fun as in the coronavirus insanity. Stay safe, wash your hands, stay inside, don't be a plague rat, be a cool rat. Be a rat who stays home and rests and, makes art and eats snacks. So have fun and stay safe out there, seriously. And I hope you like this. I'm going to see if Facebook gives me the option to save it so you can watch this again whenever. If you want me to do another how to draw video, I can teach you how I draw my labyrinths with graph paper, or I could teach you how to do spirals. You'll need a compass for that, but yeah, just yell at me. Bye.